begin in Abuja, where the House of Rep Minority Caucus has called for the immediate removal of Nigerian's Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed. In a statement signed on Thursday by the minority leader Ndudi Elumelu, the report by the Lagos State Judicial Panel set up to investigate the Lekki Toll Gate shooting of unarmed protesters was enough reason for the resignation and removal of Mohammed. According to the statement, the minority caucus in the House of Representatives, after a thorough review of the reports of the Lagos State endsars Judicial Panel, holds that the attempt by officials of the All Progressive Congress-led federal government to cover up the now confirmed bloody massacre of Nigerian youth by security forces at Lekki Toll Gate suggests a high-level backed conspiracy against Nigerians. The minority caucus submits that the confirmation by the Lagos panel that there was indeed a massacre at the Lekki Toll Gate during the 2020 endsars protests in Lagos, and that APC government-controlled security forces carted away bodies and mopped up evidence, places a huge burden on the federal government, which had vehemently denied any killings. The Chief of Defence Staff, General Lucky Irabor, has advised officers of the Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe and personnel of other security agencies in the Niger Delta not to relent in maintaining peace in the region. General Irabor made this call during a visit to the headquarters of Operation Delta Safe in Igbogene, Yenegua, Bayelsa State. He also met stakeholders in the oil and gas industry when he reassured that the military will provide an enabling environment for their businesses.
Meeting primarily one to speak to the commander and all the officers and personnel of the armed forces and other security agencies that are involved in the operation, and to motivate them. Then of course to interact with the stakeholders within the oil and gas industry to see areas where they think that we need to support them in a greater measure. And I think that going forward, we'll build on the interaction. What I can assure you is that there certainly have to be a scale-up of what you now see. They've done incredibly well, I must say, and of course that will be sustained. And in the near future, we will see a near-zero incident regarding both insecurity and also crude oil theft.
The Inspector General of Police has warned policemen and officers and men of other security apparatus in Nigeria to desist from human rights violations across the country. Speaking at a three-day stakeholders meeting on private security in Abuja, the Inspector General said Nigeria is long overdue for community policing and that the leadership of the Nigerian police force is willing to partner private security providers to provide a safer country.
We are having private detectives. We are having private investigators. It's a clear indication that the Nigerian government wants every Nigerian to be involved in having good security.
We are encouraging some states, most especially the northeast. So in the northeast, we don't have enough indigenous company. You go to Sokoto now, I think they have only one. You go to Zamfara, I think it's two. You go to Yobe, I think somebody just registered in Yobe, Taraba, Adamawa.
The Bauchi State Governor, Senator Bala Abdulkadir Mohammed, on Thursday presented a proposed budget of 495 billion naira to the State House of Assembly for the 2022 fiscal year. The proposed budget, which was presented on the floor of the Assembly in Bauchi, according to the governor, was made up of 84.3 billion naira for recurrent expenditure, which was 43% of the total budget, and capital expenditure of 110.6 billion naira, amounting to 57% of the budget. Governor Mohammed informed that the 2022 proposed budget was 8.5% lower than that of 2022, adding that the reduction was arrived at in order to align our projections with the current economic realities, especially related to our ability to meet anticipated revenues. Similarly, the Katsina State government spent a total of 2.9 billion naira on education during the 2021 fiscal year, Governor Aminu Masari had said. The governor disclosed this at the presentation of the proposed 2022 budget estimate before the State House of Assembly on Wednesday. Massacre said that the state government has committed a lot of resources to the development of education in Katsina State. And away from that, the Nigerian Senate is probing Tuesday's explosion that rocked Ladipo Mushin area of Lagos State. The Senate therefore mandated its committees on petroleum, downstream and gas to, as a matter of urgency, investigate the causes of the explosion and report back to the upper chamber with their findings.
Observe a minute silence in honor of innocent Nigerians that lost their lives in the unfortunate national tragedy. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2. Write a condolence letter to the people and government of Lagos State on the deaths arising from the explosion. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3. Direct NEMA and the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development to immediately send relief materials to affected victims and offset medical bills of the hospitalized victims. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 4. Direct the Senate committees on petroleum downstream and gas to investigate the remote and immediate causes of the explosion and report back to the Senate with a view to avoid future occurrences. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The explosion suspected to have been caused by fire close by the gas cylinder at the sales point, leading to the death and destruction of property, including 6 lock-up shops, 10 houses, vehicles, motorcycles in the vicinity of the blast at the sales of the LPG point. There has been a reoccurrence of this similar explosion in recent time in the same area in my senatorial district, as it happens in 2016, 2018, 2019, 2020. And Nigerian residents in all these densely populated areas where this explosion occurred now live in fear of not only losing properties and investment, but their lives or those of loved ones from these frequent explosive fire disasters.